Khian is. What is Khian?
What is a Khian?
What is a Khian?
What is a Khian?
What is a Khian?
I would say.
Our topic for today.
Yeah.
What is a Khian?
What is a Khian?
What is a Khian?
A Khian is.
You roasted so badly here.
Hey Siri,
What is a Khian?
what does the name Khian mean?
Doesn't mean anything.
Oh, yes, ma'am.
K-H-I-N literally means nothing.
I don't know that.
Yeah, I think I've looked it up before. And
Oh,
doesn't
it
have
went to
any
your
origin.
contact number.
I don't think it has a origin.
Hey Siri, what is a Khian?
It's gonna say-
And the Russian Far East. They established
No way!
So the meaning of Khian is King of Terror, ruler of terror, emperor. So you're satanic.
That's wild.
So
Mom, what were
you better tell your mom. I'm about to tell.
Oh my
You better tell your
goodness.
mom because your mom just gave you
That's
a satanic.
Great.
Welcome back to the Students Unfiltered podcast. We're excited to be back on Halloween, October 31st. My name is Nate, and I get the honor to serve as a students director here at Transformation Church.
I'm Aviana, a student leader here.
I'm Khian. I'm also a student leader. I also serve on the digital team.
Oh,
Period.
digital team. Hey, digital
I
team.
serve on the
takes
kids team
photos.
too, y'all, but I didn't want to
Yeah.
say that.
Yeah. What do you serve on?
On the kids team.
On the kids team. That's awesome.
Yes.
Yeah. So y'all are student leaders, influencers, the leaders of the future.
I don't like the term influencers. I feel like that's a weird
Influence.
word.
You influence.
You said
people.
influencers.
You have
I feel
influence.
like everyone's influences.
Valid.
So you just can't take a compliment? Is that it? Like,
I think it's a weird term overall.
I mean, leaders have influence, and you lead, so you have
Yeah.
influence.
Period.
And my biggest thing with influence, and I've heard this from Pastor Chad Veach, shout out Pastor Chad Veach,
Again.
is that if you don't acknowledge the influence that you have in a humble way, then you're going to lose it. So if you think, oh, I don't have influence, and you can just live whichever way you want. If you think you can just walk in your school and just do whatever you want, and then people see that, it's like you're wrong, because you have a platform now that you are influencing others. That I point at her because you're homeschooled, right? And she
Every
goes to public
podcast you
school.
bring it up.
But
Can I say something about Chad Veach real quick that Amy said on yesterday?
sure.
So we were talking about because
Oh my
we walked into the
gosh.
church and the podcast was playing last week's.
Yeah.
And it was the part where you're talking about Chad Veach and how you look like him.
Yeah.
And Avi said that
What Avi said?
said-
Avi saying
I
a lot
said-
of who I look like when we talk about Bob and everything to Leah. Yeah, you be talking a lot about.
It was very similar to what I said about. I said, Chad Beach has a little more meat to him.
No,
you know, he's a little
that's not
buffer.
what he said.
Yes,
That's not what he said.
Amina said he's thicker.
Chad Beach is actually, I
It said
think,
he was
skinnier
thicker.
than me.
Avi said
Skinnier than me.
Chad Veach is Nate but thicker.
That's correct.
I wasn't talking about his body. I was like thicker. Yeah.
I think that I'm actually a little bulkier. That might be the better terms than Chad Veach.
We need a more recent picture of you and him next to each other.
Yeah.
I was like, because I was just sitting in a chair and she was like back here, and I was watching it and she said, "Yeah, Chad Veach is Nate but thicker." I said,
She said,
And then
"I'm
Amina-
sorry, what?"
Oh my goodness.
I'm glad you brought that on the podcast, Khian.
I'm not. Y'all are snitches.
I'm not me. But yeah, no, it's good to know you have influence, because then you can honor it, then you can steward it well. Because if you don't acknowledge it, then you're just going to lose it, because then you're just going to act however you want to act with people, and then you're naturally going to lose your influence, because then whenever you act however you want to act, then people aren't going to trust you, and they're going to say, oh, you're just a hypocrite. You're not a real Christian. You don't follow Jesus. If that's the Jesus you follow, then I don't want to follow that Jesus, right?
Yeah.
So having influence is good, Khian, and you have influence. Leadership is influence, nothing more, nothing less. That's from John Maxwell. All right. So how's y'all's day?
It was pretty good. I was struggling in math today.
Yeah. What was the struggle?
I have no
What's
idea
what's
what
a
he was
struggle in
talking
what
about.
math are you in?
Geometry.
So what's a struggle in 9th grade geometry? For all the 9th graders out there in geometry. I was in geometry in 10th grade, but
Yeah, I was gonna say it's a 10th grade class. Well, there's also there's a lot of juniors and I think seniors in that class.
yeah.
But I went to the bathroom for not even like 5 minutes, and I come back and we're on a whole different topic, and I'm
that's
like,
rough.
oh my goodness. And so I kind of
That's
just
rough.
sat there looking at the paper for the rest
Oh
of the
my
class. I'll be like, I
goodness.
guess I'll see you in tutoring next week.
Oh, that's
Because
wild.
I don't know what we're talking about.
That's
But
wild.
yeah, I was just a little confused on that. Yeah.
So what's the moral of the story?
Moral of the story is hold your bladder.
In the middle of
In the middle of math class.
I mean, math moves fast, and
does.
if you don't catch the beginning part, you almost miss the rest of it because you have to get that initial foundation. And if you don't have that foundation, everything else will crumble. There's a word in there somewhere. There's
If y'all can't
there's
tell, he's trying to point out foundation.
yeah, foundation on Jesus. Because if your foundation is built on Jesus, everything else is going to crumble. But
Yes.
there's a sermon in there somewhere. So
Yeah, somewhere.
but yeah, no, I mean that's real. Math's some fast moving. What do you call that? Curriculum or fast moving?
Curriculum.
Curriculum.
Yeah,
Subjects.
subject. Yeah, and so if you miss that first part,
Yeah.
you're cooked. Aviana was cooked. Aviana's cooked. You're done for. All right, Khian, how's your day?
Really quick before we go into my day, can I fix that light that went out? That I did
Oh
not
yeah,
turn on?
yeah.
I'll
Do
just
what you
It
need to
does
do.
that
Do what you
every
need to do,
time.
bro. Just go and fix it. You don't got to be awkward about it. Just go and you don't gotta.
Then I can just cut to where it's.
No, you don't gotta cut it. This is real. This is unfiltered, bruh.
I'm not keeping this in.
Why? Yes, yes. We're keeping this in right now in the camera. If Khian does not keep this in,
Khian is not keeping
this is the
Comment.
last podcast ever. We're
We're
done.
done.
This
He is not
podcast
keeping
is
this in.
over. All right, y'all heard it. Y'all heard it. We'll see.
Oh, they didn't hear it because that's
We'll
out
see.
too.
Oh,
Khian,
No, you didn't.
burn.
No, you didn't.
Huh.
You cut that?
No, but I can in the future.
Oh yeah, no, he ain't. He ain't.
I don't know who you're talking to, other than future editor Khian.
Wait, you should do a little clip. This is future me editing the
Hi, guys,
video.
this is future me. I
Oh, you
almost-
did that to one of the
I
episodes,
did
didn't
that,
you?
and then I
Yeah.
almost did it to the other one.
Whenever we had to switch chairs, so yeah. Okay. And we had to cut out a certain part of the
That was literally at the first episode. The first episode we had to cut. This amount.
Yeah, because of
That
stuff
was
you
so
said.
funny. Oh my god.
Of racist stuff you said.
Oh my god.
And you guys were piling on. Don't be like, it was all
Y'all
easy.
might see it in bloopers later.
That's a little bit down the road. I don't know.
quite down the road.
But well, how was your day?
Day overall kind of mid. Not gonna lie.
Mid.
Woke up this morning. I was gonna go to the gym. I forgot
Woke
to
up
set.
in the morning feeling
No.
like Kanye West.
Jesus.
Jesus, yes. Yes.
But,
Yeah, that didn't age well.
I did not.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I woke up this morning. I was gonna go to the gym. I accidentally forgot to set my alarm last night, so I woke up way too late, and I woke up at the time I would have got home from the gym. So that was no bueno.
Gotcha.
And then I was gonna start school. Did not have the energy to start school, so I started cleaning my room. And now I'm at the church.
So you didn't even do any school at all today.
Not yet.
That's wild.
But I did just start taking off Fridays, Saturdays. So tomorrow is my bulk math day.
Gotcha.
Tomorrow.
Gotcha.
What math are you doing?
So yeah, what math are you doing?
Pre-cal.
So when you got back from the gym and you got ready, what were you wearing? Because we talked about it. We talked about this in mentoring. Like when you got back from the gym, you said you didn't feel like
No, today I
have the
didn't go to
energy.
gym, but
Or you-
Tuesday I did.
All right, so you didn't. When you woke up, you feel like you didn't have the energy. Did you get ready? Did you take a shower?
This morning I
Did
did,
you?
yeah.
Did you wear clothes like you were going to work or you were going to church?
Not work, but
No.
more like church. Yeah.
More like church.
Like I put this on. I mean, I would say I was not ready to come on the podcast tonight, so I was not gonna wear this. But yeah, just like some pants. This is a more comfortable t-shirt, I guess. But
And you feel like you didn't have the energy wearing like getting ready for your job, or
No,
because your
because,
job is a student right now. Yeah.
cause that's what I'll do is my morning routine takes a minute for like regular days, cause I'll like it just takes a minute, and then I'll go and start getting like getting ready for the day, picking an outfit. Most stressful part of my day, especially for Sundays. takes a hot minute. I woke up early on Sundays picking outfits.
You be coming to church like it's a fashion show. And
I do
I
not.
appreciate it though.
Not-
Cause that's what we doing at black churches. Everybody be at those Baptist churches, everybody be coming in with fancy hats,
Yeah.
fancy dresses.
I wish
so
more
respect
people.
it.
I wish more people did that.
I used to
Honestly,
wear like
but
fedoras every day. Fun fact. I have like 15 fedoras. I'm just sitting in my closet right now.
I ain't on the fedora trend.
I used to
I ain't
My
on the
grandpa
fedora
loves
trend.
them.
Yeah, that's like a grandpa thing.
Yeah, and I used to rock them, dude.
Yeah.
I might pull up some. If I
May-
saw one that
maybe.
fits.
No, but let's make this straight. You hear this homeschooler, which is a good thing, but I didn't even have the chance to not feel like I had the energy to get ready because if I missed the bus, I was dead. I was done for. I was cooked. And that's at 7 in the morning. 7 in the morning. Snow, sleet, rain, half a mile driveway, don't matter. Like public school, you don't have the choice to whether you feel like in the mood or not. You have a time to get to be at school. So that's a
lucky.
blessing to be in homeschool. That's pretty cool.
Couldn't be me.
That's,
Imagine going on a bus to school.
yeah, that's when you sleep. I sleep on a bus.
That's the
Do you still ride the bus?
Well, I did on Wednesday because my mom got me like a bus ticket and she was like, we're gonna see if you like how you feel about riding it today. Oh my gosh, I thought I
The
was
bus
gonna get
crazy.
kidnapped.
The bus is just like the streets. It's crazy.
It's actually like one time we have this like sub bus driver and I swore he was gonna kidnap us because he like took us down this route that was nowhere near our school. Like he was going the opposite way and we were all like, hey, this isn't the way to our school, and he was speeding too. And then on the radio they were like, hey, bus, like blah blah, say the bus number, like where
Yeah.
are you going? And then he turned around back the way that he just came from. I was like, where was he
That's
about to
crazy.
take us?
That's
Because
wild.
like I was so scared. And I told my mom, I was like, oh my gosh, like I can never ride the bus again. And then she sent me on the bus the next day. I was like, God, if you hear me right now, please just help me. Yeah, so that was real. I was scared for my life that day. I was out of commission. I told my teachers, I was like, please, like I almost got
Out of
kidnapped
commission.
today.
Oh my gosh, that is so dramatic.
I'll start using that. I'm not a commissioner.
My bus driver when I was in elementary school, he got a DUI for
Really?
like while he was
Oh, God.
driving on our bus. Yeah, we got in a bus crash. It was like January, February. We got in a bus. It was all over the news, like Pittsburgh
That's
news, like
crazy.
Maine
That's
news,
crazy.
and yeah, DUI. Driving elementary school kids, bro. This is
Both
the
said that's
streets.
crazy.
Oh yeah, y'all said it. And where did that come from? Tell the audience where that came from.
It came from the words God put in our mouth.
Yeah, that came from no,
That came from
no influence
nobody
at
in this
all.
room.
So I haven't influenced you guys to.
That was.
Yeah,
I don't know where that
no,
came
but yeah, my bus driver, public school, it's
It's
wild.
really
It's
crazy.
wild.
It's
Um,
actually crazy.
Yeah, imagine getting a DUI while driving elementary school kids to school and getting a wreck
Yeah, that's
with
so
another
crazy.
FedEx truck, like head-on collision, almost like killed a FedEx driver. Wild.
That
It was
is
crazy.
insane.
It was crazy. Yeah, it was wild. I chipped a tooth. Like kids were
Really?
bawling. Oh yeah, I was in like 5th grade, so I was like one of the leaders, and I was like telling all the young kids like get in the back, like all this stuff, like me and my friend, and it was wild. It was wild.
That's a time to remember.
Yeah, it was crazy. It was crazy. But yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's Halloween.
It's
October
Halloween.
31st.
Today.
And we are what is it? 5:30? What time is it? Almost 5:30. Yeah, almost 5:30. And Halloween, and a lot of people are trick or treating. When does
Yes.
trick or treating start around here?
It's around 6:30.
Around
I'm going at
6:30.
6:30.
Well, that can kind of lead us into what we're going to talk about Halloween, because there's a lot of mixed emotions on Halloween within the Christian faith, which we'll get into that in a second. But I want to ask the question: how old do you think is too old to go trick or treating? I want to hear y'all's thoughts.
Anything over 20. Like, okay, 18. I think 18 is the year that, like, you should stop, because that's the year you become, like, an adult. So, like, that's the year you should stop. And, okay, 20, no. Like, don't go trick-or-treating at 20.
18, I think.
So 18 is, like, the cutoff, I think for me. Like, because I've seen 18-year-olds go trick-or-treating.
Yeah, I've seen them go trick or treating. But
And I try not to judge. I'm like, okay, it's your last year being a kid, so might as well.
All right, how about you?
I would say like 15. Like, I feel like I'm too old to go. Like I would
Yeah.
say 15 is probably
Okay.
Cause like if I see someone my age going trick or treat, I'm like, I'm not judging them, but I'm like that's a little off-putting, you know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like, I mean, I've only ever actually been trick or treating like 2-3 times.
Yeah.
And I've never had fun I don't like trick or treating, but I feel like 15 is probably the max.
Yeah. Okay. All right. See.
How old do you think? Do you think is too old?
So let us know in the comments what you think or the age and
He's gonna
stuff.
say,
But
like, 12.
but yeah, I think if you are 13 or over, you should not be trick or treating. That is.
I'm literally going later.
You can be mad at me, but I think if you're 13 or over and you're going trick or treating, like we had our trunk or treat at Transformation Church on Sunday, which was a phenomenal success.
it
Over
turned out really
3,000
good.
people, like just coming through. We had to cut the line, or else we would have been there till like midnight. It was crazy. It was phenomenal. The events team and Ashley Livingston, she leads the events. They did phenomenal. So it was really cool when you guys were out there serving and having a good time and everything. But I really, there's a couple kids that came through that were like, I know junior, sophomore in high school. I'm like, you are too old. Like, I don't even want to give you candy. Like, this is for kids that are like 2, 3, 4, 5 years old, and you're 14, 15, 16 out here. So
Oh my gosh, y'all.
some people might disagree with me, but I think 13 or over. Like, actually, I mentor an 8th grader. All right? And I saw him today, and I was like, "Oh, you going
Really?
trick or treating
I
tonight?"
miss
And
him.
he's like, "Nah." And I'm like, "Oh," he's like, "Yeah, I'm too old. Like, if you're over
my
12,
gosh.
you shouldn't be trick or treating." I'm like, "Bro, I love that. Like, you are very mature.
No.
Like, that is."
No, whenever I know this kid, and he is like, he always. He like acts all mature and stuff, and then next thing you know, like you see him and he's over there fighting, like not actually fighting, but like play fighting somebody over his sock. Like somebody took he took somebody's shoe off, and they were fighting.
That's wild.
And it's so funny. Like he was really funny.
But I gave him some points for that today because he was like, "Yeah, I'm in 8th grade. I'm too old." I'm like, "You know what? You are too old." And I hope you enjoy trick or treating tonight.
I will. I'm gonna get candy in the neighborhood
Are
I
you
go
like going
to.
with people or just by yourself?
Oh, why would I go by myself?
Could you imagine
At my
just
big
Aviana?
age. But
that's kind of lame.
it's
I was like,
really
no,
sad.
no, wait.
Well, I'm going
Weirdo.
with 3 of my friends and like my best friend's baby brother. Like, so he's basically my baby brother. I love him, but we're going the neighborhood that she lives in. Like, they give out nachos and hot dogs and stuff.
That's
so,
not
like,
trick or treating. I don't know what that is. I would go that at 18.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. This is what I'm
Free
talking
hot
about.
dogs and nachos.
Yeah. And I don't even
you
like
would
I don't even like candy. I like chocolate. Like, I think chocolate's good, but I don't like any other candy. Like, there's gummy clusters. I look at it and I'm like, this is I know. I was about to say this is what cancer looks like. Like, no, like it looks like bacteria.
That's not what cancer is.
It looks like
That's
it looks like bacteria. That's what, but it's
You
good.
mean the actual look of the candy?
It's good, but the actual look of the candy.
That's
and it tastes like
not-
diabetes. Like, I can
that's
feel
not what
I
that
can feel
is.
it.
Did y'all hear that?
That's not what that is.
Did you say nerds clusters look
Yes.
like cancer?
Didn't?
Yes. They look like bacteria. Y'all know what COVID looks like? That's what it looks like.
You're naming bacteria, cancer, COVID. What? Those are
COVID,
very
I mean
complete
COVID.
different
Okay,
things.
I mean, like, my main one is COVID. Like, it looks like, I don't even know. And it's just like, oh, I can't. Whenever I eat it, it's just so weird. Like, and I don't like soda either because
all right, I think we can all universally agree. If you're 18 years or older and you're
Way too
trick or treating, grow up.
They love saying grow up recently.
unless you're taking like your kid or like
yeah.
your friend or like your sibling, your
Yeah,
younger
no,
sibling.
absolutely. But if you're doing it yourself to get candy, like, come on.
I'll say going back
Yeah.
to trunk or treat. I think like 10 and 12 is oldest for trunk or treat. Trunk
Yeah.
or treat is
Yeah.
definitely
Go
for
for
like
the
8-year-olds.
younger kids. But what was I gonna say? I feel like with trunk or treat, and I was a part of trunk or treat, what I was telling people, I was having a conversation today, is that I feel like I already celebrated Halloween on Sunday night at trunk or treat, so I don't need to celebrate Halloween today and go trick or treating because through the church and everything, I did that on Sunday. Now a bunch of people are going trick or treating stuff, that's by all means you do. But that's just me. Like I did it once, I'm good. I don't like Halloween to the point where I want to keep doing it. So
Yeah.
but that kind of leads us into like what we want to talk about today, and like the thoughts around Halloween. You know, some people think, oh, you're going trick or treating like Christians, are like, oh, that's demonic and everything, and it's like, you know, I don't know about that. I don't know if that's fully true. But what are y'all's thoughts on trick or treating or Halloween? Have you ever thought about it? Have you ever like what do you think about it? And so
Yeah. You want to say something first?
Sure. I actually, me and one of my coworkers just had like a full on like 30-minute conversation the other day about like Christianity and with like Halloween just in general.
yeah.
And they had much more. I'm not very like super well versed in like actual scripture itself, but like
Yeah.
they had like a lot of, like they kept pointing for it. I was like, whoa, I didn't realize I was like that like in depth about it. But like whenever someone says like Halloween is like purely demonic and like you can't celebrate that because that's not godly. I mean neither is like celebrating a bunny on Easter. Like that's not what it's made for.
Yeah.
Like Halloween itself, I would say, is not demonic because of like what we now see as Halloween is like trick or treating. Like it's just kids going out having fun. It's not like we're getting together to go like worship the devil or something. It's like this is just where we have fun. There's nothing like I would say today there's nothing I would say it's not like demonic anymore.
Yeah.
Like, there definitely can be people that like see it more as a demonic day or like like the day itself. There's nothing. It's a normal day.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like it's the same as October 30th. It's the same. It's just that night kids go out and get candy.
Yeah.
Like that's I don't know. That's kind of how I see it a little bit.
Yeah. My friends whenever I was younger. Oh my gosh, this fall season has got me coughing. But
that nerd cluster cancer.
yeah,
COVID.
that COVID in a ball. That's exactly
That's
what's got me like this.
It was like I don't even know. I'm not gonna sue from nerds.
Yeah.
You're like this is.
Nerds are gonna come for me. Don't sponsor us, actually. But
I love nerds
would
clusters.
not.
okay,
I
they're good. The
absolutely
thing is,
love
they're
nerds
good.
clusters.
Like
I
they're
hate
good,
nerds
but they
clusters.
just
I would
look.
not deny a sponsorship though. I would not.
Could
No,
you
Chad
imagine
Beach.
nerds?
Chad Beach sponsor us because we talk about you every episode. Like, come on. But whenever I was younger, a bunch of my friends used to call it like the devil's holiday, and I was so young and like gullible, so I was like, oh yeah, like yes it is, like blah blah blah. So I didn't go trick or treating for like 2 years, and I didn't really mind it that much. I was like, it's okay, but whenever I started getting more into church, I was like, it really just seems like a normal day. Like nobody's worshiping Satan on that day. Like nobody takes off the day. Like people take off Christmas to worship God and Jesus' birthday. Like it's just a normal day where at night kids go out and they get candy. So there's nothing really different about it.
Yeah.
I don't even know how Halloween started. So
I think people were looking at roots from like the Celtic like thing back in the day where it's like people talk about it's rooted in like pagan worship and stuff like that with like through the Celtic people and I still have seen other people talk about where it's like even deeper like in different where it didn't even come from that. So I don't think anybody truly 100% knows because I did some research on that and I was looking up different answers and stuff and like people were saying different things and it's just like you know there's so many different thoughts on that. So,
yeah.
But
yeah, I honestly just think it's a normal day too, because literally all people are doing is dressing up and like going to get candy. Unless you're dressing up as something like crazy, then like
if someone like dresses up as like a skeleton, I don't like. That's okay.
That's
like
perfectly fine.
We all have them.
Yeah.
There's nothing like weird about that. Or like if someone like as like a sheet ghost, I think that's funny. A
Yeah.
sheet ghost
Yeah.
today, I
Those
think
are
it's
really
that's funny. Those are funny, like
exactly.
with the dogs, like the dog
exactly.
are hilarious.
Poking through.
Yeah.
Oh, what movie is that's from Nightmare Before Christmas?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that movie. But I
Yeah,
don't see it as like
phenomenal
a,
movie.
It's
like-
really good.
I don't see that as like a bad movie.
Exactly.
Or anything.
No, I don't. Like, I really don't. And like all those, I think horror movies is a good topic to talk about too.
Yeah, well, I was gonna,
Okay.
I was gonna talk
Okay, I'm
about
sorry.
that. Yeah, no, that's good. Yeah, no, that's good. Yeah, I mean, which I'll finish that thought and then we'll move into horror movies. But
Yeah.
I think we did trunk or treat, a lot of churches, especially like more Reformed churches, Baptist churches, could see that as like, oh, it's demonic and stuff like that. You shouldn't do that. There was actually a dude on a megaphone as we were holding our trunk or treat saying, y'all are like Mike Todd and y'all are like all these people, like these heretics, and y'all are demonic. And he was like speaking some crazy things across the street, which he has every right to, because that's public property. That's he does whatever he needs to do or feels like he needs to say. But it's a really it's a big topic that has a lot of tension around it, and but people don't understand when we do trunk or treat, that is the biggest outreach event we do as a church here at Transformation Church, and that's arguably, I think, one of the biggest events every church does as outreach, because a lot of it's a very worldly celebrated holiday, so a lot of people that aren't Christians celebrate it, right? So it's one of the biggest outreach events by a lot of churches, but it's our biggest. And Miranda, the coach or whatever, I think she came to TC through the trunk or treat one year, and now she got saved. So I would say there's probably more than 20, 30 people that I would say probably even more. I just don't know the numbers that have come to TC through the trunk or treat and have been saved by God, like by His grace through the faith, and now have a life with Jesus through the avenue of us hosting the trunk or treat. Yeah. Right. So I think I think it's ignorant to say that God couldn't use a trunk or treat to glorify Him and bring people to Him, because I think we have from experience that He does, right? People came through trunk or treat. Literally Wednesday night, we had a couple that brought their kids to church and saying, oh, we thought the trunk or treat was tonight. And we're like, no, we have youth. And they had 2 teenage kids that were in 6th grade. And we're like, no, but you can drop your kids off at youth and, have a date night for an hour and a half. And they're like, what? And we're like, yeah, because there was like 80 teenagers in the front lawn. And they're like, yeah. So that family brought the kids and they dropped them off. And the one kid was jumping during worship, having a good time. And
great.
So it's like, even with them thinking that there was trunk or treat, they were brought to here, and their kids got to hear Jesus and everything. So I think God can use anything to bring Him glory, and I think we use it in a way to bring Him glory. And we always hear the saying that the message never changes, but the methods will always change.
Yeah, that's good.
So I think if the methods change to where we don't just expect people to come to church on a Sunday, but we bring the message to them, whether we hold stuff like trunk or treat, because some of these families don't necessarily know of a neighborhood. They might not have a neighborhood that can that a lot of people give out candy or something. They can come where they have 60 trunks that are handing out candy and have games for the kids and popcorn and provide a space that God can be glorified, but also that they can be prayed for. Their kids can have fun. It's a family-oriented event. I was like, I don't see that as bad at all, because God is being glorified, right? So I think to say Halloween as a Christian is fully demonic and that you shouldn't celebrate it, I think that's up to your conviction, right? I think God convicts other people, because I do know of a couple people, and definitely a prominent pastor that is very wise that says he doesn't celebrate Halloween at all because of his conviction. But that's a pastor that we know and trust and everything, and that's his conviction, right? But I don't think there's anything wrong with dressing up in a Tigger costume and or dressing up. What'd you dress up as? You didn't do nothing.
Dressed up as a photographer.
That's crazy, bro.
You barely dressed up.
I dressed up as a golfer. I dressed up as a golfer, and Leah, my wife, was my caddy. It was one of the Masters. It was a Masters themed trunk, and it was awesome. So I don't think that's demonic, because I'm doing it in an environment where I want to glorify God. Do I like it? No, I don't like dressing up. I don't like doing that. I don't know what it is. I just don't like it. I don't do it. Nothing to say. Like, I don't like costume parties. I know there's adult costume parties and stuff. People love that. I have my close friends love that. They do that. A lot of family, they love doing that. I just don't like it personally. And so yeah, I think that's my take on it. So if you're a teenager, young adult out there, and you hear people giving you backlash for getting dressed up, going trick or treating, or being a part of a trunk or treat or something, don't take it too seriously, because that might be their conviction, but that doesn't have to be your conviction, right? The Bible doesn't specifically say where you cannot celebrate Halloween, right? You can't get dressed up and go get candy, right? I don't see that anywhere, but outside of that, yeah, that's really kind of my thoughts on that, and don't take it too seriously. But like you said, dressing up to something crazy, like don't
be
like,
modest.
hey.
If you're gonna talk, like if you're a Christian and you're like strong in your faith, at least be modest about your costume.
Yeah.
Because like I be seeing
Just like
some
you will on
wild.
Sunday.
Oh my gosh, I be seeing some wild costumes. and
Wild
I'd be like,
costumes, scary
ooh, I'd
costumes,
be like, oh Jesus.
like yeah, it's people can take it too far.
It's way
It's
too.
way too far.
Yes.
There's a line.
Oh my!
There's a
There
line.
was this celebrity. It was crazy.
Who?
So there's Heidi something. Do you know America's Got Talent?
I know the show. I don't watch it, though.
Okay, yeah, I don't really watch it either,
I know
but
who
she
you're
was
talking
one of
about. I
the.
don't know her last name.
I don't know her last name either.
Why are you looking at?
What? I'm not.
Oh. I was like, this man's like, how crazy your outfit was. Why you?
But so I guess like they have a Halloween like party thing for like celebrities, and she literally dressed up as a peacock. But the thing is, she didn't have her own leaves. She made people dress up to be her leaves.
What the
And
heck?
she,
so
and she
extra.
was just the body of the peacock, and like she had like a mouth and stuff. So like her actual mouth was just hidden by the beak, and it looked so odd. Like she had like what's that stuff they put on your face, like reshape it.
Yeah, makeup.
It's
Or-
like plaster.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
yeah, I know. what you're
yeah,
talking about.
but she had that
Plaster,
on. Like she looked crazy.
maybe?
I think so.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So there is a line on what you should. We can't like don't. Yeah, I don't know. Like,
I don't
on,
wanna say
Yeah,
anything.
no. We all know, but I did put out when I was creating the text messages for the students. I'm like, hey, dress up for motion night. Don't wear anything like too scary or something, because there was
Yeah.
one year where this kid like came and he had this like very like scary costume mask, had like this like knife with like blood all over it. It's like I don't think that's like appropriate for I mean, I would say if it's not appropriate for church, like church me, world me, right? It should be the same. So it's like, I think, as a parent or someone, you should really figure out what your kid should and shouldn't wear, right? Maybe be a parent and say, hey, you probably shouldn't wear that. But I do think you can have fun with it, and yeah, just, it's nothing serious. We're just trying to have fun, and but I think there's something to go with horror movies. Like horror movies, I think some people don't even watch it all, right? That's their conviction and everything. I think
that.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't personally like horror movies. I don't like haunted hay rides and stuff like that. I mean, that's my conviction. I stay away from that because I do think that there are moments there are stuff in that I think open the doors for the demonic and everything. I do. But that's my conviction, and I will stand by my conviction. And Leah and I, husband and wife, we have that conviction together. So we do that, and especially with horror movies, like I don't do anything like what's the one popular demonic horror movie that's like popular? Insidious? No, that's one, but like there's another
Conjuring.
one. The Conjuring, yeah.
Oh, yeah, the
stuff like
ones
that.
where-
I really think that stuff is real, and because it's so real that stuff can be working through those movies. I think.
ones like that and like the Nun.
I think
Those
I think
the
that.
nuns. I think that's disrespectful.
Yeah, I
think
think
that movie is disrespectful.
Yeah. What do you guys thought? I stay away from that stuff like that because I do think that it does open the door. Because when we say Pastor Brad talks about where it's more spiritual than you think, you hear like you don't want to over spiritualize things, but some things are more spiritual than you think. Like we don't wage war of flesh and blood, but of the principalities of I forget what the wording is, but it is there's a battle going on in the spiritual realm, and that does include like the Satan and the demons and stuff. And I think that we need to be aware of that and understand the things that might open doors to certain aspects in our lives to where it might not be good, and that can be through the things you watch. Garbage in, garbage out, right? The old saying. So you just got to be careful with that. But what are y'all's thoughts? What do y'all think?
So like the movies like The Conjuring and stuff, like that's like those are based off of true stories.
Yeah.
Like those are real things that happen. And so I genuinely I'm like, and there's so many reports of like demonic stuff happening on set of those movies. I'm like, you're
Yeah.
literally bringing on like that bad juju onto set. Like I just
Yeah, they probably have like Ouija boards on set and stuff too. And it's like that's like legit.
It's so eerie. And there's this movie that I watched recently. It's called The Deliverance, and it's actually a really good movie because it like they use. Towards the end of the movie, like she becomes Christian, she is close to God, and like there was an evil spirit in her house, and like she was throwing holy water at the demon.
Hey,
she was
holy water.
and it was
She was
burning.
doing the Billy. The Billy.
The Billy. Oh my gosh, Billy.
Throwing that holy water.
But like she threw holy water on it and like it started burning, and I was like, oh, okay, period. But like other movies like Terrifier and like Saw, those are
See,
they're
I think those are more
disturbing.
spectacles than actually like
Yeah.
wrong with them.
Yeah, there's nothing really
Saw is
wrong.
actually like one of my favorite
I was gonna
Really?
movie series of all time.
Saw is like one of my
Yeah.
like top movies I want to see.
I'm not saying if you're a teenager you need to go watch
Yeah,
it. Ask
actually-
your parents,
no, actually,
please.
no.
But I think it's more of like the crime. What's the word?
It's like intrigue.
Like it's like thought provoking, and it's like what's the podcast you listen to? True crime.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
like a
Murder
true
with My
crime vibe where
Husband.
you're like trying to figure out this whole thing, and they're trying to catch him, and it's more than just like killing
Yeah.
or whatever.
It's more
but
than just
Exactly.
like the gore.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So like that stuff, it's like it's interesting to watch kind of because there's always something going on, like, and you never know the next move. So it's like something interesting to watch. And then there are other movies. I'm terrified of claymations. If you show me a claymation, I'm
Like-
turning it off.
I
Like,
love claymation.
I'm trying to think of like a claymation.
have you seen the
We literally just
Frosty
talked
one?
about singing Nightmare Before Christmas earlier.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, that's
like,
And
you
I
don't
like
like
it. I like it, but it's hard for me to watch because like it creeps me out so bad. And Coraline,
Oh
another
yeah,
one I
yeah.
wanna
Coral,
watch.
it's really good, but like I can't because the way that their heads move is so disturbing to me. I'm like, girl, why are you looking at me like that?
Can you do like regular like 3D animation?
I think so. I want to see the 3D animation of that, but yeah, that's how I feel about that. Like I'm not scared of actual scary movies. Like I don't get scared easily, and like because I've like haunted houses. I like those. Those are fun to go to, but I don't think I've ever like gotten scared in one of those. Only thing that actually scares me is like those claymations. It's disturbing to me.
What are your thoughts?
I've actually never really seen like a horror movie. The most I've seen is like the Poltergeist,
Yeah. Yeah.
which is like that's
You're not
that's-
you're not missing out.
Yeah,
Like,
you're
like
not.
I really want to see like the classic ones like Scream, like
Yeah.
Nightmare on Elm
Yeah,
Street, stuff
Scream's
like that.
really good.
Yeah.
Like that's
Yeah.
what I've heard. Like that's like some people's like favorite movies, just like
Yeah.
period. So I think once you go to like the like Terrifier, those movies, that's one I'm intrigued by it a lot. But I don't think I would also have the guts to go see it. Like
It's
I think
crazy.
I think just like movies in general, once you go to like that, I think Christians have like once it goes to like that R point, they're like that's not good at all. Like I think because I went to go see the Deadpool, and like that online had a bunch of people being like, you can't see Deadpool or else it's like you're like as a Christian you can't go see that.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Really?
it's nothing but fun. Like yes, they're like more like adult themes, but it's like that doesn't mean like in it. I think the main thing was in it. He calls himself like the Marvel Jesus or whatever, and it's like that's him making a joke. Like it's not him legitimately being like this is fact. It's him being like
yeah,
it's
it's not
fucking
his
joke.
like the actor's personal.
Yeah, and I think it's like the
preference.
same for like the Terrifying movies. It's like yes, like there's no like good like message behind it, I guess. But it's like there's nothing explicitly saying like this is the wrong thing. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think that's just kind of.
And then like movies like The Conjuring, those are like, I just did the thing, but I find them like kind of educational because it's telling a story within like the whole like movie, but like that stuff is so real and it's so crazy. Like people be crawling on wall.
Yeah, I would say stay away from those movies.
Yeah.
If I I mean, I'm not your parent, but what I am saying is that I would say stay away from those movies. In the end, it's a slippery slope. So the more you watch those movies, the deeper you're going to get into that stuff, right?
Yeah.
So it's like you just have to figure out what's good for you, but also ask your parents, because your parents should be the one discipling you. If you're a young adult, obviously you've stepped into your next part of life, and you need to start learning your own convictions and walking through that. What does the Bible say, and people that you look up to? But for the teenagers and the students that are in high school, middle school, talk to your parents. You know, let your parents disciple in you that way. But from someone who in ministry and stuff like that, I would just be careful. Walk that line very carefully, because it's only, it's a matter of time, because what do they say? Everything drifts towards chaos, is what Pastor Brad has said. And so when you're living a life, you don't just turn around one day and you're like, holy crap, like it's just yesterday you were good and today I'm terrible. No, it's 1 degree per day. And 1 degree over time. It's like you're at sea. It's like you don't just drift off in the middle of the sea in one day. It's like over a period of time, you're moving 1 inch. And then like you add that 1 inch in 3 years turns into 100 miles, and you're 100 miles from where you were. And it's like, how did I get here? Right? It's those little decisions that you make. So it's that little decision. Am I going to put on The Conjuring tonight because it's Halloween? Or am I just going to say, no, it's not a big deal. I don't need to watch that because of the spiritual aspect, because we have the Holy Spirit, and we now have eyes to see that there's more to life. There is a heavenly realm, like there is a spiritual realm that is fighting against us. So we have to understand that. So I'm not saying that you have to, anybody who watches it is Satan, but I would say just be careful. Be careful on how deep you go into it, because each decision is one decision closer to whether it's towards God or not. Every decision you make in essence is it glorifying God or is it not glorifying God? Everything you say, is it glorifying God or is it not? So you just got to be careful, know that, and that's why you need people around you to speak life into you and see that, right? So if you do watch those movies and you start getting deeper, and if someone that you go to youth group with, or you go to church and say, hey, this isn't you, this isn't like you, what have you been doing? Well, I've been watching a lot of The Conjuring and all this stuff. It's around October, and I've been, all this stuff. And it's like, maybe that might be affecting you more than you think, but I can see it and you might not be able to, right? So yeah, it's not saying that it's everything about Halloween's demonic, but just have your convictions, and God can use anything. God can use a trunk or treat to glorify Him and bring people to Him. God can use you on Halloween by letting people know that Jesus loves them. I don't know, whatever you feel like, but have fun, enjoy yourself. I've seen those videos of people with candy and like pull out razors and stuff. I feel like they put that in there. Those are fakes, right?
Fake.
Those are fake. All right, that's what I thought. That's what I thought.
Because last year literally I was checking all my candy because I was.
You lying?
Really? Yes, I would break it before I ate it, and I would look into it.
That's wild.
And then I would eat it, but then I stopped doing it. So I'm like I haven't found anything, and I've just went through like 20 pieces of candy trying to check. But like,
let's go.
But yeah, I don't think those are real. Those are I think they're just trying to scare kids and get their kids to give them their candy. That's a real thing. People be parents be hiding their kids' candy and they eat it for themselves.
I think the whole people are putting drugs in your candy. Parents made that up, right?
Yes.
To take your candy from you. That's not real. There's no way.
And think somebody's putting fentanyl and candy.
No, because parents will say that. They're like, yeah, be careful when you go trick or treating, because
some of that's reasonable.
They want the good candy, and then you're left with dots.
Oh no, I haven't been trick or treating in 30 years. I mean, JK, I'm 27. That makes no sense. I haven't been trick or treating in 15 years, so I couldn't tell you. But yeah, hopefully y'all don't get
You just sounded real old. You said I haven't been trick or treating in 20 years. You sounded really old just then. You were 7. You probably
7. No, I said 15.
Yeah, he's like, I haven't been trick or treating in 15 years.
That's 15. That's 10, 5. That's 12. I don't remember the last time I went trick or treating. I don't think I went trick or treating in middle school at all. I think. I don't know. Maybe I'm just a cynical old man now. That my kids aren't gonna.
Except for the stuff you be saying sometimes. That'd be. brain rot 12-year-old. Like,
Literally.
Yeah.
The reels
I
this
be
man
forgetting
sends
how
me.
old you are.
The videos this man sends me. I'm like,
Yeah, I sent
are
him.
you 6?
I sent him like the reels where like someone's eating Lunchly, drinking Prime, watching the podcast, and
I'm over it.
Prime
It's like
sponsor
3
us. KSI. KSI
that would be
sponsor us.
crazy.
Nate would, I think it would cry tears of joy.
That'd be crazy.
KSI, come to Pensacola and be.
That would be wild.
That would be wild.
That would be nuts. Yeah, but yeah, I think that's it. I think we covered it. I think we talked everything about everything Halloween. So this will be coming out a couple days after Halloween.
Yeah.
But
So whenever you hear this, it
yeah,
probably won't be.
Yeah, whenever you
won't
hear
be
this,
listening
and
to
just
this
a little
Halloween.
wisdom for next year and to going on, and yeah, that's it.
Yep.
You guys got anything else?
Not on Halloween, but I do have a question.
What's up? Let's hear
Where's
it.
Alexandria?
Oh, we forgot to.
Yeah. Ooh,
we forgot to.
about you.
Yo.
I'm sorry.
Oh, that's crazy. I didn't. we didn't forget.
Well, Alexandria's car broke down yesterday on her way from church. On her way home from church.
Yeah,
So
yeah. It was
she
wild
can't join
because
us.
Leah and I, we got home at like 10 o'clock,
Mm-hmm.
and Leah gets a call from Alexandria like, "Hey, my car broke down," and like, but Alexandria's on the phone telling her this whole story. I'm like, Leah, cut her off. Do we need to come to the church right now or not? Because she was like talking. I'm like, do I need to get in my keys, get my keys, get in my car right now? And it's like, let me know. And so we got in the car. I sped. I'm not gonna say how fast.
Yeah.
But
I know you speed.
I was
I'm not gonna. It's something funny that
I could
happened.
have gotten in trouble. But it was for a good reason, and
Yeah.
because she came back to the church and she was there like by herself, and so I sped there, and I think I got there from the house in like 5 minutes. I think it was
Really?
like, oh yeah, it was a lot.
Y'all live
booking
like
it.
a little bit away from the church.
I was booking it.
I think you took Jesus Take the Wheel
but,
a little
Right.
too seriously.
Yeah,
but
we were talking about
but that's how much I love you guys. Like Lee and I really love you guys, and we
Mm-hmm.
don't want you to ever, feel unsafe in those areas. And so we got there, stayed there till Alexandria's parent got there, and so yeah, that's why she's not here.
yeah.
R.I.P. Alexandria's car. What?
yeah.
You said R.I.P. You said R.I.P. Period.
That's
Yeah.
wild. But dang. Wait, did you say that? Who said? Oh no, did you say that about Alexandria? Oh,
Wait,
that's on you, bro. So she gets mad. She gets mad that we.
That you just said R.I.P.
No, that
No, that
I
you
said
brought it up. No,
Oh,
he said
okay.
I have a
Yeah,
question.
I said I forgot.
Yeah, you said I have a question. So,
Yeah.
Alexandria,
I'm
you need to
sitting
fight
first
Khian. If
Please don't. You can beat me up.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Good.
I was gonna say one day you and Pastor Rick were racing because I was in the car.
Are you see? Oh
Yes,
yeah.
I was
oh,
in the
yeah.
car and y'all were racing. I was like, oh my gosh, and he was like, Aviana, don't tell your parents. I was like,
yeah.
oh my goodness. And so then we cut. No, you cut through the Circle K.
You were in the car for that?
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah. I heard-
It
oh,
was like
yeah.
a year ago though,
Oh, yeah.
but like that was so funny.
Oh yeah.
Does your
Well,
mom
Pastor Rick and I
listen
will.
Huh?
Doesn't your mom listen to this podcast?
Ooh.
I told her actually.
That's crazy.
I think I might have told her. Whenever people be telling me, don't tell your
Yeah.
parents, I be snitching. I be snitching
I mean,
so hard.
that's not bad. That's not. I mean,
Yeah.
Yes, and my mom's like, she doesn't even have a bad reaction. Like, there's not been a time where she's had a bad reaction. She thinks it's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pastor Rick and I will race though.
Yes.
Anytime we're right
It
by
was
each other,
really
we
funny.
racing. We racing every time.
Like they gave each other like a look, cause you know the light that's like right down there.
Yeah.
They gave each other like a look, and he was like, and then
Oh, yeah.
Pastor Rick, he like he
yeah.
did that,
Oh, yeah.
and then respect to the church.
yeah.
I'm sorry for calling you out, Pastor Rick.
So who won?
Love you.
Yeah. What?
who won?
Pastor
I
Rick.
would have no. I did because he did some
Somewhat.
illegal stuff.
Illegal.
But
So it sounds like he won.
so he did.
sounds like
but I would have if everybody would have followed the rules.
There were no rules
gonna
given
say,
by the look
doesn't
that
matter.
y'all gave each other in the car.
The rules of the road. The rules of the
Rules of the
road.
road say don't speed.
Yeah. Everybody's speeding that day, honestly. Both him and Pastor Rick. So
Yeah.
if there are any
Everyone be
police
speeding here now.
listening,
Yeah, if you're listening right now, and you're saying, "Wow, this really helped me. I really didn't know about Halloween and what Christians thought about and everything." Where can they go find us, Khian?
You can go find us on Spotify at Students Unfiltered. On
Yes.
YouTube, we are Transformation Students.
Yep.
And then on the podcast folder, you'll find it. Instagram, we are Transformation Students.
Yes.
Yeah,
We are at Transformation Students.
At Transformation Students.
Please go follow.
Yeah.
Please.
Yeah, follow, subscribe. because it's important. Because
Yeah.
if it's helping you, just imagine how much more it'll help your friends,
Yeah.
people around you, and yeah.
And if you want to learn more about our church, go to mytc.life
Hey.
and come visit us on Sunday
Hey, yeah. What are the service
and
times?
Wednesdays.
8:30, 10 o'clock, and 11:30.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. On Wednesday nights.
I'm there at
Wednesday
all
at
3
6:30.
services, guys.
I'm there before and
6:30.
after all 3 services.
Dang, that's messed up. That's messed up.
Okay, so no, really, y'all just like
I'm there
dissing on me
before.
in this podcast.
I feel like I'm there on Sundays longer than Nate.
You be there for a long
I
time.
used to show up before him, like every day.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I would see him walk into the office every day with his shoes in hand. Okay.
Yep. Shoes and I'm wearing shoes, but I have my church shoes.
Yeah.
I just walk up
wearing-
into the church barefooted like
No,
every
yeah.
day.
I'm like,
Every day,
Nate,
baby.
wait.
Like, oh, that's weird. Yeah. So, thanks for watching. We're grateful
Yep.
for you. We love you guys, and we're excited for what God's doing through all of our lives.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
1, 2, 3.
We out.